With such strong presence of social media in society, it's been really boiling. I remember when I was a kid, everything was so undercover and all the tragedies, all the violence against women was hidden and no one knew about it. And now it all came to surface and it looks like it got worse, but actually I don't think it got worse. It just got visible. I'm Aya Shalkar. I'm an artist from Kazakhstan. Being a woman from Kazakhstan myself, I always wanted to express my perspective on how the situation is with women's rights in where I grew up, and I lived for 17 years. It's fair to say that my career just started. I launched it with the recent project AIEL that we created during a pandemic. I was like, what works on Instagram? What catches people's attention? And then it kind of blended in with my personal passion with futuristic aesthetics. So I transformed the ideas that I had, the physical ones, into format of the Instagram masks. Actually, in the end, it turned out better. Maybe it wouldn't get that much exposure if it were physical. Many people thought that was a large production with studio and some stylists and makeup artists and cameraman. But no, it was just my phone and me in my living room, in my student apartment. I followed the instructions of the VFX lead. Every time there was something wrong with the light or with my movements, or I would move too quickly because then the tracking would pop off my face and we had to refilm it. Luckily, I was home and I was not distracted by anything under lockdown. Historically, Kazakh people were nomads. We were moving from one place to another to survive. That process of moving is called kush. The proverb says that if a woman starts that moving, it won't lead to good things. When a woman takes a position of power, of being a mayor or anything, some people use that. They refer to it as the initial wisdom, so they have that support of the ancestors, but it's bullshit. Creating symbolism in each video by connecting it to a certain tradition or folk element, like tongue twister or proverb, that was to just have something familiar to the eye of the viewer so that they can relate to it, but then they are introduced to a new context behind it, and then they're disturbed. However, there was quite some intelligent backlash. They agree that there is a problem with women's rights in Kazakhstan, but they don't want me to translate that in the form of traditions because we are disappearing and losing our national identity, cultural identity, and everything. Many people thought that I was criticizing traditions and that we should abandon them. But what we should abandon is the context behind them. Maybe we shouldn't abandon the traditions. They can look as they look right now, but as long as they're practiced with that intention of putting a woman down, putting someone's rights at stake, then we should question it and review it, right? Because there's no way that the identity of a nation can disappear from just progress. The younger generations that are growing up right now, I really see that they are different. There is a fight between interests, between beliefs, between traditionalists and progressives. But through all this ugliness and fights, it's a beautiful process happening of progress. As long as things are being vocal and discussed, it's a matter of time when it's going to change.